90% of women's experiences are in a clinic or a hospital setting. I have firsthand experience with the medical community not being honest with patients. You found out you're pregnant, the doctor says, okay, come back in 4 weeks for another doctor appointment. And most women, they read books, they'll go on the internet, which is bad, don't Google anything because they'll tell you everything that's wrong, and have you overreacting. I think there needs to be more compassion. I think there's no compassion. There's no human connection. It needs to be more of a human connection instead of just a doctor being there. A doula is more of a like a birthing coach. So they don't do medical interventions, but they help the mother and the family through the birthing process. So when a woman, finds out she's pregnant, okay, well, a doula can help her with, what to eat, how to be more healthy. I was pregnant in high school, my senior year. I had my son 2 months before graduation. I got dirty looks in the hallway. I got some dirty looks from some teachers. I'm like, yep, you can say I'm a teen mom, statistic, all this fun stuff, but guess what? I'm working towards my x-ray degree. I'm working towards my dual certification. I have a car, I have a house, I have 2 jobs. You don't let your situation down.
The children actually suffer a lot more from being with addictive parents. And so I try to focus on the well-being of the child, making sure they're nurtured and taken care of, and just helping the women to be more self-sufficient. I know of 2 instances where a girl had a kid, bad guy. She was in love with him and he abused her. He abused her mom. She ended up using drugs and becoming a stripper and not really taking care of her kid too much. And like me being empathetic, I wanted to be around, but she just fell to the wayside. It's hard trying to teach somebody something when they've been through so much. They feel like they know everything. Like they feel like there's nothing that they can learn from anyone, and they feel like they got the world figured out. A lot of Black women aren't aware of post-traumatic stress disorder. They aren't aware of the effects of smoking and drinking while you're pregnant. A lot of women suffer from depression and don't even know it, and they're just walking around as if it's like they're normal. And what causes the depression is lack of support. They don't have anyone to go talk to. They don't want any discipline. They don't want any, oh, well, maybe you should do this or maybe you should do that. They have these addictive behaviors, they're manipulative, and they got their kids in the rehab with us. And if you try to say anything to their kid, they're just like, I got this, I got my kid. But it's like, but you don't have your kid, as a matter of fact, and your kid is watching you do all these sneaky and manipulative things. What you think your kid's gonna do when they grow up?
I think as Black women, we have kind of lost our togetherness. We've kind of lost our encouragement. We kind of lost the sisterhood. It has become a lost thing. We haven't bonded and we haven't been together. We have generations of people who have become so comfortable on assistance that they don't see the world outside of assistance. And when I mean assistance, I mean welfare. We have generations, like 4, 5, 6, 7 generations of certain families in our city that have come so accustomed to receiving that welfare check that they won't live beyond that. And when you threaten, they think that you're threatening to take it away from them, or threatening to say, well, because you haven't held up your end of the deal, we have to do this to you. And I say that because I supervise the cash assistance unit at my office, and a lot of the people there are, if they don't do what they need to do, then they get their benefits taken away from them for some time. And we require them to go to a work program. And if they don't go to a work program, if they're not employed, if they don't do what we have set up with them to do, then we have to take their cash assistance away for some point in time. And the people are so resistant to that because they become so a culture. They have took on that culture of, I don't have to work, I don't have to do anything. I can, as long as I have a child, I can get food stamps, I can get cash assistance, and that's how I'm gonna live. And there's nothing else for me besides cash assistance and living on that. And I don't need to look at tomorrow, because my today's taken care of, so why should I look to the future? My church is in the area in Rankin, PA. I am an associate minister there. We are in the process of starting a counseling ministry there, biblical counseling. There is a lot of poverty. There is a lot of regret. There's a lot of disappointment, distress. Our church is planning on doing a community survey, and what our attempt to do is to see what does the community need, what's really going on in the community, how can we address it, what is the church not doing, and how are we as a church failing, because there's a reason why they're not coming.